So in today's video, I'm gonna teach you exactly how to make your trap drums, you got what I mean? Because the truth is, you struggle, you got what I mean? You just started, you got what I mean? You don't know how to, you put it away, you don't know, like, that maybe exists something called open hats, you got what I mean? Which does exist, you got what I mean? You don't know how to place the things the right way. You try to make trap drums, you get what I mean? But they just don't sound like trap drums, and you're like, so what do I do, you get what I mean? In this video, I'm gonna help you, okay? So just before we start, don't forget to subscribe, to follow my Instagram and all my social media, and yeah, so let's jump on FL Studio. So I'm right here in FL Studio, and I've got a melody right here, you get what I mean, where we are gonna put our drum. Just before I start doing that, let's just play the melody for a while, just to so that you just listen to the melody. It's kind of more like really vibey melody that people don't usually use a lot for trap, you get what I mean, but it still can be used, you get what I mean. Like in examples like Solo and Maskoff from Future, you get what I mean, which Maskoff was produced by Metro Boomin, are really vibey type of melodies that usually don't really exactly what we use in trap, but it still can be considered, especially if you've got trap drums, you get what I mean. If it's like an Airbnb drums, then it's not a trap beat, you get what I mean. But yeah, so the first thing that I'm gonna talk about right here is the snare, because that's snare or clap, you get what I mean. That's the first thing that I always start when I'm about to make drums, you get what I mean. So I'm gonna use just my drum kit right here, which for whatever reason I got the Rafa Drum Kit 3, which doesn't even make sense because it's the same one from this one, but I just like had some complications. But yeah. So we've got all right here the clap or the snare, the clap, snare. This one, I think this snare combines more, you get what I mean? So you just like choose between the clap or the snare. Basically the way you choose is just like what it seems to sound better, and that's it, you get what I mean? So I'm just gonna drag right here, and then yeah, I will disable use loop points. I'm gonna go right here, and I'm just gonna go right here on the main notes, and then in the middle I'm just gonna always just put right here the snare, and that's it, you get what I mean? Just right here, just gonna copy this up. For some reason I was on the wrong place, so let me just, so right here. So I just usually like to copy this up until we've got 8 bars. Something you can do right as well, it's to do like this. You probably already heard this. Oops, put it in the wrong place. Right here. Okay. In this case, I'm not gonna do that, but basically it's down, you know what I mean? Just go right here, velocity 100% up. Now it sounds like this, a little bit less loud. Now it's strong, you know what I mean? Because you want it to be strong. Maybe it depends of the genre, but when you're about to make trap drums, you know what I mean? You want the snare to hit kind of hard, okay? So then the second thing, it's the hi-hat, which gives the swing, and it really helps to make it, it's actually the one that controls if the vibes feels like it's slow or fast, you know what I mean? When you make trap drums, again, you want something more fast, you know what I mean? That's why we can't, when we are making trap beats, we don't use less than 120, you know what I mean? If you're like, you have a beat, it's 110, it's probably not a trap beat, you know what I mean? Like, trap beats between 120 to like 150, something like that, but usually between 120 to 150. So yeah, so basically I'm just choose a hi-hat. I'm gonna choose a hi-hat right here, and then yeah, this one I think it sounds good, you get what I mean? So I'm just basically as a beginner, just click right here, fill each 2 steps, disable use loop points, you know what I mean? It's all right there. What I recommend, just add some rolls, you know what I mean? Just very simple. Like, you can do a lot more things, you can be way more creative right here, but if you're a beginner, bro, I don't recommend to do a lot of things, you know what I mean? Just stick with the basics right now. After a couple of beats, you can start being more creative right here. Okay, click on the note just to copy this really skinny note, and then I just like to do this, and then you can go right here and just choose another one and then have more space to, for example, you know what I mean? So then what I like to do, like I don't usually do this, I usually do more things, but as a beginner I just recommend you to do this. Just go back to the line right here and then just copy it up, which is Command B or Control C depending upon if you're on Mac or on Windows. So this is it. One roll faster than the other already makes a bigger difference, you know what I mean? Like this hi-hat with the rolls just makes it a little bit more entertaining, you know what I mean? And by the way, like these sounds that I'm using right now to make these drums and to make the melody, you're gonna have access basically on my program, you know what I mean? Which is basically like a course where I teach you exactly how to make trap drums, and you're gonna get to access like a free drum kit, you know what I mean? Basically as well, a free sound kit where I give you sounds, making sounds to really make amazing melodies. Basically, so that this is basically a program to really help you to go from bad to good at making trap beats, you get what I mean? So if you're interested, is in the link in the description. Let's continue with the video, okay? So now what do I do? Is basically now I'll go for the 808, or maybe if I'm using better kick, which these days I'm not really using a lot, but you can use as well because people use that as well to make trap beats, you know what I mean? But usually they use it away, but you still can use kick and bass if you like. But in this case, I know that most people will want to use it away, so I'm just gonna use it away, okay? The most you use it away, basically it's spins, you know what I mean? So I've got the spins right here. So yeah, it's very simple, you know what I mean? Just go right here on the main note, which is this one, and then you gotta understand root notes, which is, I don't even know how to pronounce this, but yeah, is this note, which is basically the main note. So it goes down 1, 2, 3, 4, and then goes down 2. So I'm just gonna go right here, click and cut itself, because then it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be over each other, sound over each other, the drums. So it's already right here. Basically, you just gotta click on the same pattern, be on the same pattern of the main melody, which is basically you put right here, just click right here. You get what I mean? And then you're basically, when you're gonna go into piano roll, you can see the root notes again, so that's even more easy. I did not had noticed that, you know what I mean? But so this is the main root note. So I just recommend to basically put, how can I explain this? Like, don't like just be like this, you know what I mean? I recommend usually like a small block, you know what I mean? Something like this. I usually like this one, you know what I mean? So then basically I put all this right here, then I go down right here, and then we'll go down right here, you know what I mean? So that's very simple, you know what I mean? You have to do this so that the other way sounds good, you know what I mean? Because it's on the same note. I think you can understand what I mean, you know what I mean? Because then if it's on the wrong notes, it will sound bad. But there's one way it sounds good, even though it's kind of on the road notes. It's when you just go up 8 notes, you know what I mean? Because basically on the same note, but a little bit higher, you know what I mean? Every time that you go, basically you command you know that I don't know how to call that thing, bro, but that thing that you usually use, like when you're playing like the Google game, the dinosaur, what, how do you call that shit? You know, that like that thing that you can like go on the right, left, you know what I mean, and then on the top, and I don't know how to explain it, but you can do, that's the way you use these. You go 8 notes up, you know what I mean? But so basically I just got this. I'm just going to build a partner right here, very simple. in this case, because it's very low, right here just go up 8 notes, as I already told you, you know what I mean? So you got what I mean? So then what I do, it's basically I just copy this up, and then I usually like to just it's not even that I usually like, you should just make something different right here, you get what I mean? Maybe I just like, yeah, right here I don't have this one, and then ends like this. Or at the end, or you can make a difference right here, something like that, you get what I mean? Just make it at least one thing different on the second half of the 8th bar, okay? That's it. So we've got everything down, you get what I mean? Then maybe you can increase velocity right here if you feel that it's needed, and even maybe right here, you can boost it, but just if you feel like it's needed. In this case, I don't really feel, because I usually like just more, and usually just people use just more like a smooth strings that doesn't sound extremely hard, you get what I mean? So you don't need that, you get what I mean? So then that's it, you get what I mean? And the reason why I'm not gonna add anything more, it's because if you're a beginner, you know that there's high open hats and things like that, you get what I mean? But the truth is, if you're a beginner, I think for the first couple of bits that you're making, just stick to this. And then in the future, I'm going to make a video explaining how can you use like open hats, because there's a lot of ways to use open hats and different open hats. And percussions as well, you get what I mean? So I'm just gonna make a separate video, you get what I mean, talking about that, you get what I mean? So yeah, this is it. Really, to just make a trap drum, you just need these 3 main things: a snare, a hi-hat, and the 808. That's it, you get what I mean? So maybe it would be actually 4 things if you're using the kick, because to use the kick, you have to use the bass. But in general, this is it. If you're a beginner, just stick to this for your next couple of beats, and it's already enough, you get what I mean? I don't recommend to like, because if you're a beginner, I will not teach you 300,000 things, you know what I mean? Just stick to this. After a couple of beats, then you can start learning about using open hats and percussions and all of that, you know what I mean? So that's it. I hope I helped you, brother. I really hope I helped you. I have got my program, all my social media. Check that out, and yeah, that's it. Goodbye.